we'll say finished for now. I think complete would be the wrong word, but finished for now. These are the 6 videos that I created in the run-up to this year's 9/11 anniversary, and I hope you've seen them by now, but if not, I will put the playlist in the show notes for this video so that you can go and access it directly. And if you have seen it, if you do appreciate these videos, please share them with others. That is the way to spread awareness and spread the word. To make it even easier, I've created episode 311 of the Corporate Report podcast, 9/11 Suspects, in which I compiled the audio of those 6 videos, along with a little introduction and a conclusion, just explaining the premise of this podcast in case it wasn't clear. These are not, of course, the people that I think are the masterminds of the operational details of 9/11, but these are people who are documentably and provably involved in the crimes of that day, either committing or covering them up, and places where a district attorney or anyone who is actually interested in the prosecution of the crimes of 9/11 could begin. And of course, there are many, many more people that we could add to this list, but these are the 6 that I selected this time. Anyway, if you do, again, appreciate all of this, I mean, all of the research that went into the writing of this, literally dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of links and source documents, all here, complete transcript, then please, again, do share this work around. And I think that we've already started to see some of the fruits of that labor coming to fruition. We saw with the 9/11 Suspects Christine Todd Whitman video, where it was noted in the video that where is it? She has not only never conceded guilt or even expressed sorrow for the ongoing sickness and deaths that her actions helped bring about, she has repeatedly defended the actions of herself and the EPA in general, which was a true statement at the time that I wrote it, at the time I recorded it, at the time that we published it. But interestingly enough, we have Corporate Report member C. Cuthbert 2001 down here in the comments section saying, hey, she apologized. Isn't that big of her? Now she can bring back the dead. And yes, if you go and look into it, Whitman admits she was wrong to call Ground Zero air safe after 9/11 attacks, report says, which sounds like it could border on an apology. It's actually a non-apology apology. Whatever we got wrong, we should acknowledge and people should be helped. I'm very sorry that people are sick. Oh, isn't that nice? And I'm very sorry that people are dying. And if the EPA and I in any way contributed to that, I'm sorry. Yeah, if you contributed. Of course, she's ultimately just saying, the scientists did not lie. They just passed on bad information and the information they had at the time, blah, blah, blah. So she's defending herself in the EPA, even in this non-apology apology. No surprise there. But good to know anyway, and an interesting development. So perhaps this series, again, is already starting to bear fruits. If people want to pass this along to some of the other suspects, Zelikow or Bear or some of these people, it'd be interesting to get some more responses to these videos. But good to know that 9/11 activism is still happening, but sad to see that in the post-9/11 world, that is apparently illegal. We have this from activistpost.com. Journalists swarmed by cops, arrested for asking people about Tower 7 on 9/11. We have Bob Tuskin here outside of a Florida Gators game, set up to do a video that he's done before, just the Building 7 challenge, showing people the demolition of World Trade Center Building 7, asking them to describe it and saying, hey, did you know this happened on 9/11? Just waking people up that way. And for that labor, he ends up getting arrested this year because apparently one of the brainwashed people that he was showing this to was so offended that he was showing the WTC-7 arrest that he called the cops, and they came over and dutifully arrested him for exercising his free speech in the land of the free, so home of the brave. So unfortunately, this is the spot we've arrived in, and really no surprise, I think, to people who have been following this information for a long time. But again, my hat's off to people like Bob Tuskin who are out there and spreading awareness and, taking the hits as they come, because unfortunately, again, a lot of people are brainwashed. That's why we need to spread this information further. There needs to be more people like Bob Tuskin out there. My hat's off to people like him. If you appreciate the work that I'm doing, then I of course do appreciate your support. It is what makes this website possible. So on that note, I've added a Patreon account. I'm now at patreon.com/Corbett Report, where you can make a monthly pledge of as little as $1 a month. And for that pledge, you will receive a login to the website so that you can start leaving comments and access the weekly subscriber newsletter. The details are here at patreon.com/Corbett Report. I hope you will check it out.